think, I don't know, I always say in the Queen Bees program, we see 30 women coming as individuals to see how they can improve their business. And when we see after 6 months is the number of collaborations that they set up, and years after they're still, doing weekends, a 1 day event where 5 of them are contributing. And that happens all the time. It's just they enjoy doing it together. Their business do better because they're together. They refer to each other, clients and opportunities. So yeah, the solo mentality, I think, is a short-term approach.
No.
I don't think, I think people need to
Mm.
reach for help,
Mm-hmm.
identify what help they need, and work with that help. There's plenty of help and experienced people who have walked the path before and have the strategies to help you.
Wonderful. In your opinion, do you find that Latin American here in Australia like mixing with other Australians or other cultures that are non-speaking Spanish speaking, or do you think that we hold on to that the frogs from the same pond kind of idea? What is your view on this?
Look, I don't want to generalize.
No,
I
of
don't
course
want to
not.
say everyone does the same thing. I do think that anyone, I mean, it's a human behavior.
Mm,
Um, the likability and similarity bias is there. You want to hang out with people who are like you, right?
yes, people that
Every
are
human being
like
does
each
it.
other, they like
Yes.
each other.
Doesn't matter where you come from. We are attracted to those who are similar to us, right?
Mm,
So if you're Argentinian, you want to be with Argentinians. If you're Chinese, you want to be with Chinese. Why? Because that's our comfort zone. That's
mm,
that's where we know how to behave. That's where we know what's expected of us. Now, and within the Latin American community, there's a huge spectrum of people. There are those that only want to hang out with those who are just like them, and that they will not change over the years. That you will spend decades just with those people. Um, I also notice that there's people on the other side of the spectrum, people who want nothing to do with people from their own same background.
mm,
Right? Some people come to Australia and think, I'm going to serve over, and I don't want to
mm,
hang out with other Argentinians or other Venezuelans or other Colombians, which is also interesting because it also has different consequences, right?
yeah.
Staying in your comfort zone has the consequence of, well, harder to get a network going, harder to find opportunities, harder to get better jobs and better inclusion
Mm,
in society, right?
really.
Now, the other side has the danger or the challenge of your identity. Like you you are more than who you are is important and you can't just leave it behind. So
Mm,
pretending that you're not Venezuelan or not Colombian and not have any connection to your culture is going to come to bite you.
absolutely.
I'm a psychologist. I know how it works, mental health works. And then we know that the best outcomes for well-being and mental health is somewhere in the middle.
Mm, yes, yeah.
We know that as a migrant, when you have the ability to retreat to your own culture when you're feeling exhausted or you've been working really hard in integrating and you need, your comfort zone, but
Mm-hmm.
also stepping out of that comfort zone, challenging you and being able to navigate the other culture.
Mm,
So when you're doing both, that's the best well-being,
mm-hmm.
professional, mental health outcomes, right?
Mm. Yeah, I can
Make
identify
sense?
with that myself.
Yeah, yeah. So because otherwise you're either segregated
Mm-hmm.
or disconnected from who you are.
Yes, and
So,
what you mentioned about identity, that is so true because you have children, and I'd imagine some your boys were born here,
yes,
and
girl and a
also
boy,
your
yeah.
husband is Australian, you mentioned, and so you have this beautiful richness of the Latin culture. So you are constantly navigating these two worlds, and I can Yeah, my boys, for example, I was married to an English man. He lived in Australia all of his life. And my boys were my children from a previous marriage. And so they were born in Venezuela, came here. At home, we didn't speak Spanish. So he didn't speak Spanish, the husband. And at time, it possibly was a little bit pedantic saying, Maria, in Australia, we speak English. And so, I found that my boys, 6 months later, they only spoke English. And I found it uh, really consuming in energy to speak in both languages. It was a consumption of energy that it drained me completely. So I gave up, but I still was tapping into the music, into the traditional food for Christmas, into obviously calling the family back home and so on. But it
Yeah,
was
because culture is not just language. Culture and identity is not just language. And I think what you say is interesting as well. I think there's also different stages in the journey of any migrant, right?
hmm hmm
We need when we first arrive is not the same we need 10 years later. What we need when we are a single migrant is not the same we need when we have kids or when we have babies. It's not the same having babies than having kids in high school or at university. So every stage of this journey also has different needs. When you're nurturing a newborn, probably you have higher needs to be closer to your mom and your culture and just speak your native language, you know,
hmm
because you are exhausted and that's the easiest thing to do, right? So I think it's different needs in different stages and also different moments. Some you can do both, you know